Now the characters themselves, they do like a lot of interaction with each other, like what they say. I mean, are any of the characters inspired by anybody you know, or where did you get the ideas for some of the characters?
Yeah, some of the conversations that they have actually come from things that happened when I first started the show. I was living with a couple friends in a house, and so some of our jokes and our banter back and forth is really where it comes from. The guy who voices Eugene, his name's Jeff Dilbeck, um, and so he and I would work together on some of the jokes. For instance, Eugene says one time that he used the word douche as a sound effect word for the longest time, and real true story. I actually did that when I was in sixth grade. I was using the word douche as a sound effect word, and then my mom actually had to tell me what that word was because she heard me using it, and I had used it for like years at school and with friends and stuff. But most of the characters are inspired by people. Scooter's inspired by any old person I've ever worked with at any job who just continues to talk your ear off and about nothing and rant about anything. And Irwin would come from. He's actually kind of a mixture of the Dr. Nick character from The Simpsons and Dr. Strangelove from um, the movie of the same title.
Love that film.
Yeah, very, very good.
Now, you once actually did a bit of a crossover with another machinima group, Running Gun Studios, for one of their episodes. How did that happen? Who contacted who?
It was Running Gun contacted me. I believe Michael, who's kind of the head of that group. He contacted me and just asked if I would ever want to do something where my characters are in a scene of his show, but more like it's the actual like the weather forecast. So it's on a TV somewhere, and so he contacted me, and so we got together on Xbox Live, and we just played around on Halo and just talked to each other. And so he sent me a script, and I recorded all the dialogue, and they actually just puppeteered everything themselves to the dialogue that I had recorded, just so they could have better control, and we didn't have to worry about trying to send a large video file or something over the email or anything like that. But yeah, that was actually fun. And I think that was early on in Forecast, and so I was really honored that another group would want to work with me.
Now, your work has never appeared on machinima.com. Have you ever been contacted Machinima, or have you ever contacted them?
Yeah, after episode 9 premiered on YouTube, I got an email from Machinima, and they asked me if I'd ever want to be join the site, be part of them and make videos for them, and I declined. I really, I was very honored that they sent me that email and asked me, but I just felt like I wanted to keep my videos my own, kind of make them at my own pace, and I didn't want to start moving all my stuff over to another YouTube page or website because I felt like I started a good fan base. It's not very big, but I started a pretty good fan base, and I'd feel like I'd be deserting them if I started moving to another place. And so yeah, I kindly, if that's a word, declined, but I was really honored that they did ask me.
Now, the show itself, you have recently just released the second series trailer. Now, is there any hints or little things you can tell us about what's to come?
Well, the trailer itself's full of stuff. Just by first glance, you see that we're actually leaving the weather station, so they get to branch out, and we get to see other environments that are in the game. I don't want to give too much stuff away, but there's another teaser that we had released last year actually, and it's just an answering machine message, and you hear the characters on the message say that they're going on vacation. And so that's kind of how the whole thing starts. Is this picks up real recently, right after episode 9. In episode 9, at the end, Amy tells all the guys that they deserve a good vacation, and so that's kind of where we pick up. Is all the events that happened in season 1 just got over with, and they're getting ready to leave on a trip. And so the group in the first episode, you'll see that they're not all together, but they end up coming back. And so yeah, there's pay attention in that trailer, because there's a lot of stuff that can give you some hints of what you might see coming up.
So, is there any other ideas that you're thinking of right now? Any other new series or mini series that you're planning, or is Forecast just your primary thing right now?
Yeah, right now, since we are getting going on season 2 finally, Forecast is basically the only thing on my mind right now, and I like to work on one project at a time. If I ever come up with any ideas, I'll jot them down, but it'll just be on a scrap piece of paper, and it really won't go anywhere except for there until I'm done with Forecast. So yeah, I really haven't thought of any other mini shows or series or anything like that yet.
Now, there's a whole lot of machinima out there. What's like one of your personal favorites? Like, which show do you like the most out there?
I'd have to say it's not a Halo one. I really like, well, they don't make them anymore, but it's the Elite World by Smoothview Films. When I first started, I started watching their show, and I owe this all to them. Actually, they actually saw my show and liked it and started promoting it on their website, because they had such a huge fan base. But I really enjoy theirs. They use the Counter-Strike game on the PC, and it's kind of like a some type of reality show where it's the terrorists and the counter-terrorists, get put into a house together, and they have to play games, and so yeah, they did 2 seasons, and I really enjoyed that show.
Now, there's a lot of people attempting to do machinima now, because as you said before, Halo 3's got this theater mode. You got Halo Reach coming out now with a theater mode and everything. Is there any tips you can give to any newcomer who might want to start making a machinima series?
Yeah, I would say, before you start one, just really brainstorm on your ideas and try to stay away from trying to copy somebody else's idea just because one joke is funny on somebody else's show, or how they have their character a certain way, doesn't mean it'll be good to do it again. But just really sit down and really write down all your ideas, and then when you get into the game, this is what I do. Even just for ideas, I go through every map and I fly around. I get into the forge mode, I fly around, see what I can use, see the detail on the map. Maybe there's something that gives you an idea, or a story you might want to tell with the characters. And but yeah, if you're ever going to make one, also just really take your time and make sure it looks exactly how you want it before you start showing it to other people.
Well, thank you for that, and you've been a terrific guest. Again, thank you for coming on to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler. I've been Caboos15, folks. Catch you next time.